New Canaan/New ʻkeɪnən unregistered trademark N/ is a town in Fairfield County, Connecticut, United States, 8 miles northeast of Stamford. The population was 19,738 according to the 2010 census. The town is one of the wealthiest communities in the nation. In 2013, New Canaan was ranked the 5th wealthiest town in the nation on CNN Money's list of the top earning places in the United States, and in 2008 it had the highest median family income in the country. New Canaan has 2 Metro-North Railroad stations, the New Canaan Station and the Talmadge Hills Station, both on the New Canaan branch of the New Haven Line. Travel time to Grand Central Terminal in Manhattan is approximately 1 hour. Geography. According to the United States Census Bureau, the town has a total area of 22.5 square miles, of which 22.1 square miles is land and 0.3 square miles, or 1.56%, is water. The town is served by the Merritt Parkway and by a spur line of the Metro-North Railroad. The downtown area consists of many restaurants, an old movie theater, and antique shops. There are also several churches in town, as well as the historic Roger Sherman Inn. The town is bounded on the north by Lewisboro and Pound Ridge in Westchester County, New York, on the east by Wilton, on the southeast by Norwalk, on the south by Darien, and on the southwest and west by Stamford. The town includes the following sections: New Canaan Center, Talmadge Hill, Ponus, Smith Ridge Road, Pinneys Corners, and part of Silverman. History. In 1731, Connecticut's colonial legislature established Canaan Parish as a religious entity in northwestern Norwalk and northeastern Stamford. The right to form a congregational church was granted to the few families scattered through the area. As inhabitants of Norwalk or Stamford, Canaan Parish settlers still had to vote, pay taxes, serve on juries, and file deeds in their hometowns. Because Canaan Parish was not planned as a town, New Canaan, when incorporated in 1801, found itself without a central common, a main street or a town hall. Until the Revolutionary War, New Canaan was primarily an agricultural community. After the war, New Canaan's major industry was shoemaking. As New Canaan's shoe business gathered momentum early in the 19th century, instead of a central village, regional settlements of clustered houses, mill, and school developed into distinct district centers. Some of the districts were centered on Ponus Ridge, West Road, Owenoak Ridge, Smith Ridge, Talmadge Hill and Silverman, a pattern which the village gradually outgrew. With the 1868 advent of the railroad to New Canaan, many of New York City's wealthy residents discovered the quiet, peaceful area and built magnificent summer homes. Eventually, many of the summer visitors settled year-round, commuting to their jobs in New York City and creating the residential community that exists today. Louis Lapham, a founder of Texaco and great-grandfather of longtime Harper's Magazine editor Louis H. Lapham, spent summers with his family at their estate that is now 300-acre Waveney Park next to Talmadge Hill and the Merritt Parkway. The Harvard Five, and modern homes, New Canaan was an important center of the modern design movement from the late 1940s through roughly the 1960s, when about 80 modern homes were built in town. About 20 have been torn down since then. During the late 1940s and 50s, a group of students and teachers from the Harvard Graduate School of Design migrated to New Canaan and rocked the world of architectural design, according to an article in PureContemporary.com, an online architecture design magazine. Philip Johnson, Marcel Breuer, Landis Gause, John M. Johansson and Elliot Noiser known as the Harvard Five began creating homes in a style that emerged as the complete antithesis of the traditional build. Using new materials and open floor plans, best captured by Johnson's glass house, these treasures are being squandered as buyers are knocking down these architectural icons and replacing them with cookie-cutter new builds. Other architects, well-known and not so well-known, also contributed significant modern houses that elicited strong reactions from nearly everyone who saw them and are still astonishing today. New Canaan came to be the locus of the modern movement's experimentation in materials, construction methods, space, and form, according to an online description of the Harvard Five in New Canaan, mid-century modern houses, by William D. Earls. Some other New Canaan architects designing modern homes were Victor Christ Janer, John Black Lee, Alan Gelbin, and Hugh Smallon. The film The Ice Storm shows many of New Canaan's modern houses, both inside and out. The film specifically takes place in a mostly glass house that resides on Laurel Road. Government taxes. In 2005, the mill rate of New Canaan was 14.0440 and is reportedly 14.586 for the 2012 fiscal year. Emergency services. Emergency medical services. The New Canaan Volunteer Ambulance Corps is a free, all-volunteer ambulance corps with 3 ambulances plus 2 paramedic fly cars. Founded in 1975, the unit is located at 182 South Avenue and offer regular EMT courses. Most emergency medical services come from Norwalk, where there is a hospital. Fire Department. The New Canaan Fire Department employs the professional firefighters of the New Canaan Fire Department, as well as the volunteers of the New Canaan Fire Company, No. 1. Founded in 1881, the New Canaan Fire Department is a combination professional volunteer fire department that operates out of a fire station located near the center of town, with a fire apparatus fleet of engines and other vehicles. The New Canaan Fire Department responded to 886 calls for service in 2009. Police Department. The New Canaan Police are headquartered at 174 South Avenue. Demographics. As of the census of 2000, there were 19,395 people, 6,822 households, and 5,280 families residing in the town. The population density was 876.5 people per square mile. There were 7,141 housing units at an average density of 322.7 per square mile. The racial makeup of the town was 95.27% white, 1.74% Hispanic or Latino, 1.04% African American, 0.04% Native American, 2.29% Asian, 0.01% Pacific Islander, 0.38% from other races, and 0.98% from 2 or more races. There were 6,822 households, out of which 41.7% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 69.2% were married couples living together, 6.6% had a female householder with no husband present, and 22.6% were non-families. 19.4% of all households were made up of individuals, and 9.3% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.83 and the average family size was 3.26. In the town, the population was spread out, with 31.2% under the age of 18, 3.3% from 18 to 24, 25.4% from 25 to 44, 26.6% from 45 to 64, and 13.5% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 40 years. For every 100 females there were 91.2 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 85.7 males. Per the 2000 census, the median income for a household in the town was $141,788, and the median income for a family was $175,331. Males had a median income of $100,000 versus $53,924 for females. The per capita income for the town was $82,049. About 1.4% of families and 2.5% of the population were below the poverty line, including 2.2% of those under age 18 and 2.2% of those age 65 or over. Education. The New Canaan public school system is considered to be one of the best in Connecticut. It has also gained national recognition for its high performance. For example, a recent edition of Forbes magazine rated New Canaan as the third-ranked school district in the United States for home value for communities with a median home price of $800,000. In 2009, the district was the highest-performing school district in the state based on the frequency of top-tier performances on the Connecticut Mastery Tests, which are administered to all 3rd through 8th graders, and the Connecticut Academic Performance Tests, which are given to 10th graders. In 2008, the median SAT score for district students was 1804, the highest in Connecticut. In its November 2009 edition, Connecticut magazine rated New Canaan's school system first among 29 towns with a population of 15,000 to 25,000. That category included Darien, Wilton, Ridgefield, Avon, Simsbury, Farmington, Southbury, Guilford and other high-performing districts. The ranking was based on 2007 to 2009 CMT scores. Results from the 2007 to 2009 CAPTs. Local SAT scores for 2006 to 2008. And the percentage of 2007 high school graduates who enrolled in college. 22 students in the New Canaan High School class of 2009 were National Merit Commended Scholars. In addition, 4 students were National Merit Scholars, 4 were National Merit Semi-Finalists, and 1 was an Hispanic National Recognition Scholar. Of the New Canaan High School graduates who enrolled in college in the fall of 2009, 30% did so at a college designated most competitive by Barron's magazine, 24% enrolled at an institution considered highly competitive, and 26% entered a college deemed to be very competitive. The New Canaan High School Library was the recipient of the 2010 National School Library Program of the Year Award, given by the American Library Association. In addition to the award, the high school also received a $10,000 prize donated by Follett Library Resources. The New Canaan school system is also notable for its achievements in extracurricular activities. In 2010, the New Canaan High School won the FCIAC Cup, given to the most successful athletic program among the 19 high schools competing in the Fairfield County Interscholastic Athletic Conference. The New Canaan High School drama program won 7 awards at the 2010 Connecticut High School Musical Theatre Awards. Starting in the 2010 to 2011 academic year, New Canaan will be one of a few school systems in Connecticut to offer foreign language instruction to students pre-middle school. In June 2012, 24/7 Wall Street ranked New Canaan as the 8th wealthiest school district in the United States. New Canaan has 5 public schools, elementary schools, West School, South School and East School, Middle School, Sakes Middle School, High School, New Canaan High School. New Canaan also has 3 private schools, St. Aloysius School Car Euro 8, St. Luke's School, 5 Euro 12, New Canaan Country School, BZA Euro 9. Points of interest. New Canaan Nature Center, Waveney Park on South Avenue was developed in 1912 by Lewis Lapham on what had been Prospect Farm, an early summer estate. In 1967 the town acquired the castle and 300 acres of surrounding parkland. On the National Register of Historic Places, Hampton Inn Euro 179 Oak Ridge. Also known as the Maples Inn, it was built by the Elwood brothers in Queen Anne, colonial revival style. Hanford Davenport House Euro 353 Oak Ridge, John Rogers Studio Euro 33 Oak Ridge. Built in 1878 by John Rogers, who was called the People's Sculptor in the later 19th century. The studio houses a collection of the artist's famous groups of statuary, many sculpted on site. The studio was closed during needed restoration and scheduled to reopen in the summer of 2006. He used this studio from 1876 to the end of his life. The John Rogers Studio houses one of the finest collections of Rogers groups in the nation. Landis Gores House Euro 192 Cross Ridge Road. With its flat-roofed single-story form, full-height glass walls, and emphasis on horizontal planes, the house he designed for himself in New Canaan is an outstanding example of modernist architecture. Maxwell E. Perkins House Euro 63 Park Street, Philip Johnson Glass House Euro 798 Euro 856 Ponus Ridge Road. Richard and Geraldine Hodgson House Euro 881 Ponus Ridge Road. Pictures. Notable institutions and organizations: New Canaan Historical Society, 13 Oak Ridge, operates 7 museums, preserves 5 historic buildings, collects and preserves material thought to be of local historical value, and supports education programs such as school tours, special exhibits, seminars and publications on New Canaan history. The society was founded in 1889. Silverman Arts Center, 1037 Silverman Road, Voices of September 11, New Canaan Red Cross, New Canaan Library, Media. There are 2 local town papers delivered every week, New Canaan News, New Canaan Advertiser. 2 daily newspapers serve the surrounding area, Norcower, Stamford Advocate. Notable people. For more information, see List of people from New Canaan, Connecticut. Thomas J. Baldwin, CEO of Morton's Restaurant Group, a Euro resident. Emily Baringer, physician and the first female ambulance surgeon, a Euro, lived in town. Glenn Beck, conservative TV show host on Fox News. Host of radio's The Glenn Beck Program. Former resident, George Bodenheimer, former president of ESPN, a Euro resident. Lorenzo Borges, The Bachelor for Season 9 of The Bachelor. Solon Borglum, sculptor. Patrick Patty P. Hofarel, Paul Bramer, director of the Office for Reconstruction and Humanitarian Assistance for Post-War Iraq, a Euro, raised in New Canaan. H. Keith H. Brody, former Duke University president, a Euro, former resident. Dave Calhoun, CEO of Nielsen, a Euro, lives with his family in town. Bliss Carman, Canadian poet, a Euro, resident for the last 20 years of his life. Brian Cogman, screenwriter, former resident/graduate of New Canaan High School. Henry S. Coleman, acting dean of Columbia College, Columbia University, who was held hostage during the Columbia University protests of 1968. Anthony Comstock, namesake of Comstock Law, born in town, namesake of Comstock Hill Road in town. Harry Connick Jr., singer, a Euro, resident. Ann Coulter, conservative author and media personality, a Euro, raised in town. Norman Cousins, editor, peace activist, a Euro, former resident. Roland Crandall, early animator, a Euro, lived in town. A.J. Cronin, Scottish novelist, a Euro, former resident. Anne Curry, former co-host of NBC's Today, lives in town. Paul Dano, actor, a Euro, raised in town. Jack Douglas, writer, a Euro, former resident. Phoebe Dunn, writer and photographer, a Euro, former resident. Gerald Green, author of The Last Angry Man, among other works, a Euro, lived in town. Florence Harding, former First Lady, a Euro, lived in town as a young woman. Catherine Iegel, actress, a Euro, raised in town. Carl Hovde, professor and dean during the Columbia University protests of 1968. Jeff Immelt, CEO of General Electric, a Euro, lives in town. Philip C. Johnson, architect who built and lived in the Glass House in town. Larry Kenney, actor, voiceover artist, host of the 1970s Bowling for Dollars, voice of Lion-O on the 1980s Thundercats cartoon, and contributor to the Imus in the Morning radio show. David Letterman, Late Show host, a Euro, former resident. Christopher Lloyd, actor, a Euro, his mother, who was a member of the Latham family, sold Waveney Park on the town of New Canaan. Douglas Marland, soap opera head writer. Martin Mull, actor and comedian of Roseanne and My Bodyguard, moved to town when he was 15 and graduated from New Canaan High School. David Neeleman, founder of JetBlue Airways, a Euro, resident. Elliot Noyes, architect, a Euro, former resident. Member of the Harvard Five, a group of architects including Philip Johnson, John Johansson, Marcel Breuer, Landis Gores and John Black Lee, who built modern homes in the town from the 1940s through the 1970s. Max Pacioretty, Montreal Canadiens Ford. Maxwell Perkins, editor of F. Scott Fitzgerald, Thomas Wolfe and others, a Euro, former resident. Rosemary Rice, actress, voiceover artist and children's musician. Rich Riley, CEO of Shazam resident. Christopher Mad Dog Russo, sports talk show personality formerly of WFAN Radio, currently with Sirius XM Radio, a Euro, resident. Paul Simon, singer and songwriter, a Euro, resident. Christopher Melanie, actor. Elliot Stapler of Law & Order, Special Victims Unit, a Euro, resident. Warren Allen Smith, author of Who's Who in Hell. Stuart Symington, U.S. Senator and Secretary of the Air Force, a Euro, died. In town, Arthur Syke, anti-Nazi cartoonist and book illustrator and artist. Bill Toomey, 1968 Olympic decathlon champion, a Euro, former resident. Heidi Voigt, Miss Connecticut, 2006, actress, a Euro, resident. Mike Wallace, American media personality, spent his final years in town. Barry Williams of The Brady Bunch, former resident, Brian Williams, anchor of NBC Nightly News, resident. His daughter, actress Alison Williams, was raised in town. Alison Williams, actress and daughter of Brian Williams, raised here. New Canaan in the media, films shot in New Canaan, movies at least partially filmed in New Canaan, The Best Laid Plans, Made for Each Other, Revolutionary Road, The Stepford Wives, The Object of My Affection, The Ice Storm, books about New Canaan, Public Schools Should Learn to Ski, by Stephen E. Rubin, The Ice Storm, by Rick Moody, references in popular culture. In the movie Fools Rush In, Matthew Perry's character grew up in New Canaan. The exteriors of Waveney Mansion are used as Palmer Courtland's home in the ABC soap opera All My Children. Karen suggests that Jack's father may be one of the 8 black brothers of New Canaan, Connecticut in an episode of Will and Grace. In the ABC drama Commander-in-Chief, Gaynor Davis' family home was in New Canaan. The Neighbors Are Scaring My Wolf by comic writer Jack Douglas was a 1968 book based on his experiences living in town. In The Cricket in Times Square, main character Chester Cricket lives near New Canaan. In one of the books in the series Gossip Girl, a minor character says he needs to stop in New Canaan. The official Preppy Handbook makes reference to New Canaan as one of the preppiest towns in the country. In the ABC television series Sports Night, managing editor Isaac Jaffe lives in New Canaan. In the USA television series Royal Pains, Hank tells Tucker to take his father to a fictional rehab center called Simon Ranch in New Canaan Court. It's dirty and detestable, but that's the way it is. It's even worse in New Canaan. There, nobody can sell or rent to a Jew. Gentleman's Agreement 1947. For further reading, A Guide to God's Acre, a walking tour of the historic district. Available from the New Canaan Historical Society. My Impressions of the Hour, a journal written by an early New Canaan teacher, Margaret Mary Corrigan. Available from the Society. New Canaan, Texture of a Community, available from the Society. Portrait of New Canaan, available from the Society. A Student's Memoir, edited by Robert W. P. Cutler. A History of the Little Red Schoolhouse, based on recollections of some of the school's graduates. References. External links. Government, Town of New Canaan official website, Education, New Canaan Public School Street Luke's School, Arts, Carriage Barn Art Center, Town Players Community Theater Group, Summer Theater of New Canaan, Other, Coastal Fairfield County Convention and Visitor Bureau, New Canaan Nature Center, Outback, the Town Teen Center, Lapham Community Center and Senior Center of New Canaan, New Canaan Historical Society, New Canaan Fire Company No. 1, New Canaan Volunteer Ambulance Corps, New Canaan Library, New Canaan Community Foundation, New Canaan Chamber of Commerce, New Canaan, Town of Both Showiness and Quaintness, by Lisa Prevost, article in the Real Estate section of the New York Times, October 21, 2001, accessed August 29, 2006.